Getting answers for Western Massachusetts. This is Western Mass News.
The challenge with the website is figuring out how to make it work.
Coming up, we break down the changes coming to the online COVID-19 vaccination sign-up process.
Anticipation is growing among those 65 to 74 when it comes to getting the COVID vaccine. I'm Audrey Russo, and coming up, what one local town is doing to help its residents.
And help is coming to Puerto Rico. We break down the president's plans and how people are reacting here in Western Mass.
Western Mass News is your vaccine authority. Thank you for joining us, everyone, on this Wednesday. I'm Chris Pisano.
And I'm Jordyn Jaggelinzer. The governor announcing that many changes to the online vaccine sign-up process are coming, which has been a challenge for many people.
And we have team coverage for you tonight on these new developments. Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo is getting us answers on when vaccinations can begin for those 65 and older.
Let's start things off with Western Mass News reporter Sarah Gurnelli, who shows us how local communities are assisting those who are struggling with the sign-up process. Sarah?
Chris, Jordan, well, many people were frustrated trying to go online to sign up to get the COVID-19 vaccine. So the governor says the state is trying to make changes. They will eventually have a hotline that you can call to set up an appointment to get the vaccine. But for now, when you head to the state website, there is an area that they have now added that you can add your zip code to get the closest location for when you can get the vaccine. With a poke in the arm, those 75 years and older started getting the coronavirus vaccine this week in Massachusetts. Governor Charlie Baker says in all, the process hasn't been as smooth as he would have liked it with the online setup.
Part of the challenge with the website is figuring out how to make it work with a whole bunch of entities that are not necessarily what I think of as part of our world. The pharmacies, the Stop and Shops, a lot of the retail organizations have their own setup, and they're organized to serve, quote unquote, their customers, which makes it a little complicated for us.
Here is a look at some of the locations in Western Mass that are offering COVID-19 vaccinations. One vaccination site that opened Wednesday is at the Amherst Regional High School. The town manager tells Western Mass News locally operations there have been smooth.
By the end of today, we'll have vaccinated over 580 seniors and first responders at that site. So we're very excited to be able to roll out this site and to be able to start grabbing some ground back.
The site will have about 970 doses to give out to Amherst residents weekly, mainly on Wednesdays and Fridays through the month of February. And once you get your first shot,
we'll reach out to people and say it's time for you to sign up for your next dose. Here's a link to sign up for your second dose.
Over in West Springfield, the senior center started giving out vaccinations as well. The mayor tells Western Mass News 100 doses will be given out on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
We have a list of about, I think, 575 plus right now, residents on the list that want to get it. So unfortunately, that's going to take like 5 weeks. Hopefully with that obvious demand we're seeing across the state, we're able to ramp them up.
So the governor is expected to release that hotline at some point this week that you could call to make an appointment instead of heading online. But if you would like to head online, if you are eligible to get the vaccine, we have the link on our website, westernmassnews.com. Live in Springfield, I'm Sarah Gurnelli for Western Mass News.
Sarah, thanks for that live report. Now, more people 75 and older are getting vaccinated day by day here in Massachusetts, but still, they're waiting in limbo. People 65 to 74.
That age range has been moved up in the vaccine rollout plan, but Governor Charlie Baker still hasn't announced when that group can sign up for appointments and get vaccinated. Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo joins us live now with more. Audrey?
Many of the people who call our vaccine authority hotline are in that age range of 65 to 74. And right now they're struggling with the uncertainty as to when they'll be able to get that vaccine.
I'm eager to get it over with.
Cynthia Wysocki is not quite 75, and she called Western Mass News eager for more information on when her age group will be eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. She says her town's health department in Chicopee just doesn't know yet.
She had said, keep your eyes and ears open.
Right now, the state is vaccinating those 75 years and older as the first group in phase 2. They haven't said when the next group, people 65 to 74, will start. But some towns are already taking down waiting lists for their own health department vaccine clinics. Palmertown Administrator Ryan McNutt says his town's vaccine clinic gets 100 doses a week for their residents 75 and older. But he says people can call to be put on a waiting list, even if they're 65.
We know that for whatever reason, somebody might have to cancel an appointment, or in some cases, there's additional doses within a vaccine bottle. And, if there's one additional dose at the end of the day, or 5 additional doses, or 10 additional, whatever it is, we can quickly pivot to that list and get those people in.
In Agawam, Mayor William Sapelli says there's no official waiting list for those under 75 because they're focusing on vaccinating older people first with their weekly 100 doses.
The last census pointed out in 2010 that we had 2,500 individuals who were 75 years old or older. For us to fulfill those 100, we've got plenty of 75-year-olds and older to get.
For Agawam seniors 75 and older, there's a hotline you can call to set up an appointment without a computer.
We would help them to get a registered date, either at the town-hosted clinic, or if they are willing to and able to, we would help them register for a clinic at another site, whether that's Stop and Shop, Big Y, or the Eastfield Mall.
Their town's clinic will be at the Bethany Assembly of God Church later this month. But for those 65 to 74,
if they're not 75 or older, to pay attention to the state website and the town website for their updated phases in the time frame.
Now, Agawam's hotline number will be posted on our website, westernmassnews.com. And for more information on when those 65 and 74 will officially be allowed to get the vaccine in Massachusetts, stick with Western Mass News. Live in Springfield, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.
Audrey, thanks for that live report. Now to new developments out of the Eastfield Mall, where the company running the mass vaccination site is changing the way that they schedule second doses. Curative tells Western Mass News that those who received their first dose between Friday and Wednesday will be sent an email to schedule their second dose in a special block of appointments. And beginning tomorrow, those who receive their first COVID-19 vaccine dose at the Eastfield Mall will leave with their second appointment already booked.
Western Mass News is your vaccine authority. We're getting you answers for your questions surrounding the COVID-19 vaccine and the rollout. But remember, this is not for signing up to get the vaccine. This is just for your questions and concerns. You can call us and leave a message at 413-846-0200 or email us at vax@westernmassnews.com.
Turning now to the latest coronavirus numbers in our state over the past 2 weeks, the Massachusetts Department of Public Health is reporting more than 2,000 new cases of COVID-19 today. That brings the total number of confirmed cases in the Bay State to more than 504,000. More than 64,000 of those are believed to currently be active. The state is also sadly seeing 53 new deaths. The statewide death toll now stands at more than 14,400.
Reaction here in Western Mass after President Joe Biden announces plans to release more than $1 billion in aid for people in Puerto Rico who are impacted by natural disasters and to help mitigate future disasters.
Western Mass News reporter Lindsay Kane is live for us in Springfield with more. Lindsay?
Chris and Jordyn, efforts to help families displaced by storms in Puerto Rico have been strong here in Western Mass. I'm told the money needs to get to the island as soon as possible.
Many of them are living under tarps. The inner core of the island has also suffered immensely.
Betty Medina Lichtenstein has worked tirelessly to help families from Puerto Rico seeking refuge in Western Mass after recent earthquakes and hurricanes on the island. She is encouraged by the news that President Biden's administration has announced plans to send $1.3 billion directly to those still suffering and to help infrastructure for future possible disasters.
We've heard many, many times for years, money is going to come, money is going to come. The government of the United States is going to send the money.
But this isn't the first time Puerto Rico was promised aid. State Representative Carlos Gonzalez tells Western Mass News the Trump administration failed to release money.
We are more hopeful today that this money will finally reach the people that it was determined for, and particularly with the disaster that after the hurricane.
Gonzalez says this money is crucial to help the island get back on their feet.
We have a commitment to help our citizens there to make sure that their economy could re-energize, and also all those homes that were dilapidated during the hurricane can get repaired.
And he says time is of the essence as disasters continue to hit.
Even last week, there was another earthquake in Puerto Rico, and that has really made it difficult for the Puerto Rico economy.
And the Biden administration says even more money is expected to be released to Puerto Rico in addition to this $1.3 billion. Live in Springfield, Lindsay Kane, Western Mass News.